Também outros se passaram a ir ao vosso encontro.
Preparing for a pilgrimage, just putting yourself into that stance of wonder, of going into a new place, experiencing things for the first time, and really trying to get a new look on your faith and the Catholic Church as a community. Part of me that finds a lot of joy in being able to set this experience up for the pilgrims that are going, the UST students that are going. And my role in prepping for World Youth Day is to kind of be like the logistics person. So I'll be the person making sure everything is as smooth as a pilgrimage can go.
So I've kind of known I wanted to go to World Youth Day since I was a freshman in high school. My sister, who also graduated from here and back in 2016, went to Poland. Also, her senior year had just graduated from St. Thomas and said it was like a beautiful experience, and I was like, I want to do that. So when I found out that this World Youth Day was going to happen, my graduating year, I was like, that's just perfect. And I think it's also kind of that like push I need to like go into the real world. I can continue my faith like on my own. I don't need this necessarily like the school for me to like help me out with that, if that makes sense.
So we're here at St. Joseph's and we're getting ready for Mass and getting ready for our mini pilgrimage for World Youth Day.
I was like excited but nervous for it because I've never walked 5 miles before. I did have blisters by the end of it, but other than that, it went really good.
We're halfway there, we're tired, but we can do this. We're getting there.
And I think it also taught me like a lot of like having to be patient and having to be like, not complaining, because I think it's like for the greater good, and it's kind of like what we're gonna experience in Portugal. So, but it went good.
I'm very tired, and I'm pretty sure I have blisters, but I'm happy. We finished, we did it.
I'm kind of picky when it comes to what I'm wearing and where I'm going, and I kind of need to know everything, but it came down to just making sure it's about feeling my best and also just being ready for anything.
I knew that I was gonna have like an intense 2 weeks where I was gonna be like praying and just kind of like experiencing my religion in another level.
So right now, we're getting ready to pack because we leave in less than 24 hours less than 24 hours to World Youth Day. So that should be exciting. Making sure I have everything here. I think I packed 2 toothpastes. Do I need 2? No, I don't. I should take 1 out.
One thing that I always have desire myself as a woman is to find my vocation, right? My vocation has been a huge part of my life from the beginning. Since I was little, my parents were like, hey, like, who are you gonna be? Are you gonna be a wife? Or are you gonna be a nun? Like, what do you wanna do with your life? Like, where do you wanna take your life into? Now I'm growing up and I'm finishing my degree. Like, what am I gonna do now? Like, who am I supposed to be? So I think this pilgrimage will definitely help me encounter that and like find myself and just kind of realize who I am truly as a woman.
Today, in the morning, I was running errands before I left, and I was thinking back to whenever we were in class and in school and just trying to raise money to be able to make this happen. And I was like literally thinking that I wanted the time to come soon, and I was like, I just want to stop raising money and just go to World Youth Day and meet the Pope. And now I'm here about to leave to another country, and it's kind of insane. Just, it feels unreal. I don't think it's gonna hit me until I'm there.
So for your final paper, I'm just asking for like by the end of finals week, you can upload it to Blackboard and just do one page on each of those questions. And this doesn't have to be a super academic answer. It can be kind of personal reflection. So when I was driving this summer on my way from Providence, Rhode Island to Ann Arbor is when I finally talked to Dr. Hayes about what I'd be teaching in the fall. And he said, you know, sister, we've got this class we want to run in the spring for World Youth Day. We'd like to run it as a study abroad. And I thought, did you know that I've been to 4 World Youth Days with 3 popes? And he said, no. So it really felt sort of like the Holy Spirit was at work there. And so then reflecting on, okay, I've been to World Youth Days, but how do I make it a class that I can give a grade to? And what do I want the students to get out of it? And I thought, really, my experience of World Youth Day, both as a youth myself, then as a sister and as a volunteer, is you learn a lot about yourself, but it's also this amazing encounter with Christ and with his church. And so I thought, well, let's just make those the themes of the class. So who am I? Who is Jesus? What is the church? And thinking about things that I sort of wanted the students to go back to every day of the pilgrimage, those questions seemed like the most likely to be answered by every day of World Youth Day.
When I read those questions, I was like, okay, sister, why are you asking me this? I barely know who I am, right?
Right now, I'm a 22-year-old that's trying to figure out her way in life.
Like me, myself, I'm open to learn more about God.
For who is Jesus? In class, we talked about how Jesus is the bridge between the earth and the heavens, and he's what's gonna lead us. He is the way.
He goes and finds those lost sheep that when we fail, we fall, we go off finding other gods to worship, that he's just either waiting for us to come back on our own or coming and finding us wherever we are.
To me personally, I've been turning to him a lot more, and also to Mary a lot more recently.
What is the church? Well, it's like the bride of Jesus, but it's also like a place where everyone comes together to worship him.
The church right now is kind of like Peter, how he was like the stone, the rock, and so the church is kind of that for me as well.
Outside of just being an authority in my life, it's also a place where I've always felt safe and where I felt welcome to, and a place where I hope I can make other people feel welcome in as well.
I hope for all the pilgrims that leave this experience that they find Christ in the small places, that they find Christ in the small places of their own life, because it'll be very easy to see Christ, when we have our opening Mass and we have our closing Mass and everyone's together and everyone's kind of speaking in their own languages. I know that they'll take that away, but I hope that, when they go, that they'll also realize that this message of Mary arose and went with haste applies to their own life in a very personal way, that God is calling them to arise and go with haste, that they find God within the small moments of life when they're packing a suitcase to go home, or when they're packing a suitcase to go to a trip, that they remember, okay, God is here packing with me. I did this when I was on pilgrimage, and God was with me the entire time there, and he's with me now.